I feel the next work that gets offered to me tells me that the previous one was successful.
The actor has spoken.
कुछ होता है आदिल तुम नहीं समझोगे. When I did not read the script and I was asking these guys, tell me a little about the character. तो मुझे बस ये बोला गया था कि पागल आदमी.
I always find too many faults in what I've done, and I don't like to see the monitor and all of that.
And then I do one love story, and then all I'm offered is love story. So the magic of cinema is when all the technicians, all the performers, all the departments come together in tandem and deliver something so beautiful that it seems like magic. That's the magic of cinema. Yeah. So yeah, we experience the miracle of cinema in Khakee.
Radio Nasha.
Hi, this is Sheetal and you are watching Radio Nasha. Such an exciting day today as I'm in conversation with the cast of this new series that has just come up called as Khakee, the Bengal Chapter. I have with me Ranjit, Sagar and Nibedeita. Yes. Hi guys.
Hi.
I mean, I had to take your names because I just started watching it because it released yesterday and I'm so involved in each of your characters कि नाम भूल गई आपका.
That is so sweet. Thank you. That's a compliment.
Best compliment.
आप पूरे इंटरव्यू में रंजीत सागर निवेदिता ही बुलाएगी.
Correct.
Done.
Please, yes,
okay,
please.
Perfect. I just want to start off by asking ki, the first series, right? The Bihar Chapter was such a big success.
Yeah.
And while you were taking up this Chapter 2, did you have this sense of pressure ki, it's like a legacy that you need to carry forward, right? The success and people have great expectations from Chapter 2 as well. So was that a pressure, internal pressure that you guys had? We'll start off with you.
No, I don't think so because I have complete faith in the maker. I knew that it's Neeraj Pandey, he will take care of it. And I was also a part of Special Ops 1.5 earlier, which was again after Special Ops. So I know I have that amount of faith. So that was never a pressure. In fact, Ritwik some time ago was talking about it, that now when the promotions are going on,
It's now.
that's when थोड़ा लग रहा है कि अच्छा, because Bihar Chapter was a huge success.
It's still been trending.
Still
It's
trending.
still there.
I think people did a rewatch because unko lagta tha ki there's some connection between the two chapters.
Correct,
so they did a rewatch.
Correct.
Even I did it, so guilty.
Oh, how
but
nice.
great use
Wow.
No,
of
but we must specify this ki the Bengal chapter has nothing to do with the Bihar chapter. It's part of the Khakee franchisee, but our story is very different from the previous one. Hence, we are not calling it season 2 or chapter 2. It is the Bengal chapter.
Yeah.
It's different.
Pressure for you?
Pressure, well, not like they said, I honestly didn't think of that. The excitement was there that yes, the Bengal chapter, the Bihar chapter, everybody was talking about. And when this was that Khakee, the Bengal chapter, I was like, yeah, let's go. But you're right, like it's now that, people start talking numbers and views and all those things. Of course, then the pressure kind of builds up a little bit. But I think we're doing good, okay?
Oh, I think we're trending number 1.
Yeah, already.
Netflix,
#1.
Congratulations. Ritwik, for you?
No, not at all. Actually, I was very secured about the fact that I'm walking into an already successful franchise. So we know that there's already a fan base. More than the pressure, there was excitement of delivering something new to the audiences that have already come here and watched the show in a similar milieu in the same franchisee. But to explore a new city, explore a new culture and speak about its underbelly, which has not been explored at all by Hindi cinema. So here we are with all excitement and fingers crossed कि trending number 1 कम से कम 2-3 साल तक रहे.
2-3 साल. You spoke about numbers, right? We always talk about, box office numbers. It's so important for an actor, right? But when your show or a movie is releasing on OTT, as actors for you, what is the measure of success? Is it the views that the Netflix is going to tell you, or is it the word of mouth? What is it like for you guys?
I think it's all of it. If Netflix people tell us that the views are great, we are happy.
Yeah.
If we see that if the reviews are great, we are happy. So from wherever we get the validation, we are just happy.
Yeah. I think word of mouth anyway takes time.
Yeah, correct.
So in the beginning, it's just the views that you can depend on and the numbers. So it's just that.
I feel the next work that gets offered to me tells me that the previous one was successful.
The actor has spoken.
कि किस तरह का काम इसके बाद आपको आ रहा है, उससे आपको पता चलता है कि ये पहले वाला successful था या नहीं.
That reminds me ki I think this is something very different that you've done, right? You've always, known as this romance guy, to be honest. And for you to take up this project, did you ever feel like you're going to get stereotyped before this project saying that इनको सिर्फ romance वाले roles ही देना चाहिए? Because to be very honest, when you have these Reddit threads and all of that, when you go through it, some people have already made this stereotype ki if it's Ritwik, I think roles like you saw in Bandish Bandits
They're
and all
talking
of
about
that?
me on Reddit?
Yeah.
I've made it. I've made it. Sorry.
So it's not the views, it's not the reviews.
It's
Reddit.
Discussions.
No problem. So, but were you aware about the stereotype being made, and what's your reaction
No,
to
so
it?
I'm not at all aware about what the audiences are talking about, because every time I get to interact with them, they only say good things.
Of course.
And they're very gracious and they speak to me very, very well. And I'm sure we all share that experience that most of the times that audiences approach us, they approach us with a lot of love and warmth. But at the same time, I feel like the romance stereotype was something that I had to break, in the sense, okay, let me explain this to you. When I started working as an actor, I really loved watching love stories. I really like reading love stories. Hence, I always wanted to also be a part of love stories. But no maker ever thought that I was fit to be in romantic stories. They said that you have a face of a very gritty, dark action, or do a villain's part and this and that. That's what I was told earlier. And then I do one love story, and then all I'm offered is love stories. And after doing love stories, everybody said, "Ki nahi, tu thoda love story, tera romance wala wo hai, tu romance kar, ye kar." And now I've done Khakee, the
That's how
Bengal
it
Chapter.
changes.
And hopefully from here on, I know if I've done a good job, everybody will say, "Ki tu villain kar yaar, tu bahut acha villain kar sakta hai."
दाढ़ी उगा ले.
दाढ़ी उगा ले. Life changes. I tu दाढ़ी उगा ले. So I'm glad that people make these notions, because it really drives me, and like it really gives me a push to not. Okay, it doesn't come from a point where I want to prove people wrong. It comes from a point where I want to prove myself that what else can I do? And if I can prove that to myself, is only when everybody else will see it. Because if I go out there to prove it to somebody else, and if I'm not able to see it, it's never going to come true. So thank God for Neeraj Pandey, and thank God for Sheetal sir, and thank God for Tusharda and Devatmada, who thought that I should be a part of this and play a part like this. So thank God for them.
Touch wood. You know, this also reminds me that each of your characters, as I mentioned earlier, it's so deep, and the character arc is absolutely amazing. I've not watched the whole thing, of course, because it just released yesterday and I had to like prep for it. But with the first 2-3 episodes that I've watched, I can just tell that it's going to be very, very intense as we move forward, right? But my question to you all is, while doing this series, while doing this project, what surprised you as an actor? Something that you didn't know about yourself, but you discovered while shooting for this series?
So much.
So much, yeah. Honestly, I mean, this character is, if not the best, one of the best characters that I have been a part of. The chemistry that both of us shared, that was beautiful. That was magical. The way it translated in front of the camera and how it was otherwise also off camera, that was fantastic. A lot of it, yeah. I mean, this kind of madness. I remember when I did not read the script and I was asking these guys, tell me a little about the character. तो मुझे बस ये बोला गया था कि पागल आदमी है. So, हाँ.
What a description.
पागल आदमी है.
रोल क्या है सर? तू पागल आदमी
है. तो और you know somebody ऐसा बोला गया था कि एक ऐसा बॉम्ब जिसका पिन निकला हुआ है, something like that. So you know, getting into the headspace of a guy like that, who is that crazy, who's that unpredictable, and being able to, I mean, make the directors happy at that point of time when we were shooting. That was in itself crazy यार, कि मतलब खुद का अगर मॉनिटर में ज़्यादा देखता नहीं हूँ, लेकिन अगर जब भी देखा है कि ये क्या कर रहा हूँ भाई, मैं ये क्या हो रहा है मुझे.
Surprise.
Yeah. And at the same time, it was as Aadil Khan, sometimes it was scary. जब मैं होटल में जाता था, later on when I'll go back, I would think that ये wear off हो जाएगा क्या? ऐसा नहीं, ऐसे ही घूमूं फिर मैं सड़कों पर otherwise. But that's our job, and we enjoyed it thoroughly.
Wow, amazing.
I'm trying to think. I mean, for me, what was the question?
What surprised you as an actor?
Surprised me. I mean, I surprisingly like myself in 2 scenes that I have dubbed for. I mean, I always find too many faults in what I've done, and I don't like to see the monitor and all of that. But I think I quite like, there's this one particular scene where we are in a protest and there's something that, you know, that happens, and it's very, very emotional. It is very highly charged. There were a lot of junior artists at that point, because it's a protest that they have, you know, shot. And we didn't have time because light jari thi.
Okay.
So jaldi shoot karna tha. So I think I probably got that shot in like maybe 2 takes at the most, maybe. I think they were just 2 takes. And then whatever, take another angle and one close and all of that stuff. But I actually was very surprised that I managed something which was, firstly I was dreading that scene, you know, just sitting in the van waiting because itne sare shots the, itne sare log the, just to manage everybody, it was taking time, so time ja raha tha, and you know, light ja rahi thi, and we could only have that Sunday to shoot. We shot in town here in Bombay, so otherwise, you know, Monday you can't shoot. So we had to do it then, and it was just like literally there's so many people there, and I was just so scared, and I think what surprised me was that I got it in 2 takes, so that was like a, big one for me. I surprised myself that day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Ritwik?
You know, the difference between magic and miracles is that magic is calculated, rehearsed, and delivered. So the magic of cinema is when all the technicians, all the performers, you know, all the departments come together in tandem and deliver something so beautiful that it seems like magic. That's the magic of cinema.
Yeah.
But this is the first time in my life so far that I have on this project that I've experienced the miracle of cinema, where nothing is calculated, where nothing is rehearsed. Now, by nothing, I don't mean every day. I'm talking about there have been moments of miracles that we have actually experienced on set. Like, for example, there's a cat in the show, and we've named her Chom Chom. So there's a sequence where Chom Chom was just supposed to do a certain things, right? The director and we had just discussed, what if the cat does this, what if the cat moves around this person, what if this cat sits on that person, and so on and so forth. On the day we were shooting that scene, we didn't pay any attention to what the cat's shot is going to be like, and it was pushed to the end because we had to do the performances out first and get done with the actual treatment of that. And that entire night, that entire sequence was almost miraculous because we did do a line run, but we did not rehearse the scene. There was no short division of the scene. It was all being cooked on spot with the feeling of what we are feeling right now. You know, the actors gave out certain energy. The director took that up. He shot it that way. It was cut that way, so on and so forth. But there was one moment where everything that we discussed during rehearsals, maybe what if the cat does this, and we got excited, what if the cat does that? And they had to figure out a way to get these shots. Now, the assistant director who was holding the cat just put the cat down on the floor so that she could walk around. The cat ended up doing exactly the things that we had discussed on a table in a hotel a couple of days before.
Oh my God.
Without having discussed it on floor at all. She walked exactly how she had to. She went and did the things she exactly had to. She sat where she exactly had to.
Oh my God.
She gave camera facing.
Oh
She
my
held the
God.
camera and sat down. And
It
was out of body. It was something that.
Wow.
So we experienced the miracle of cinema in Khakee, the Bengal Chapter.
When we were discussing that, we didn't realize the cat was listening.
Well, okay.
Khakee and the miraculous cat.
But
That's
so
the one.
many such moments have happened on this show.
That's really something.
And I'm just using the example of a cat is because that's where direction doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course.
It's not a
You
trained
can't
circus
plan
animal.
that.
It's a pet cat.
At the end of the
You
day,
can't teach her or him to act. You can make them move and cheat the shots, but for it to happen like this, and that's happened.
The cat performed.
The cat performed.
Pura performance.
It's a paid actor.
It was beautiful. And there are many such moments.
Something
many.
like this happened. I did an Indo-Italian film, actually with Sujoy Ghosh, who's also a Bengali director. I mean, he's the national award. Sorry, I don't mean to. So we did an Indo-Italian film, and there was one such scene in which we were supposed to sit. So there's an Italian actor with me in that. So we're supposed to sit under a tree, and we're sitting at a table, and there are monkeys there. Okay. And so he and I were having some talk about some such argument going on, and there were so many monkeys. So that he was like, I wish we could like get the monkey to do something. The monkey actually in the shot came exactly like it had to. Came at the table where we both are sitting and having this conversation, takes the bloody bananas lying there, and starts peeling, and he looks at both of us. We look at it. It's all part of the shot, and he goes off. And so I was just like, oh my God, this is it was bizarre how accurately it happened. It was just like, Parikrama is the name of the film, which is now doing the rounds in festivals.
Oh wow.
Yes.
It just sounds like, you manifest these things without knowing that you're manifesting it, but then it actually comes true.
Yes, it was bizarre. Right? Like we were actually discussing, it'd be nice if we could but you can't get a monkey to do something, and you can't put you can't.
Filmmaking is a magical process.
It is. It's just like,
I mean, you're creating a different world. You're creating different lives. You're creating different situations, different complexities. And then magic happens.
Yeah, and that's why the audience is always like, I believe in this story.
Yeah.
When you can tell it,
Yeah.
when you watch the series or
That's
the movie.
true, yeah.
That brings me to my next question, working with Neeraj sir. I've been a fan of him since I think I saw A Wednesday. And I mean, you cannot not watch any of his movies or
That's true,
series,
yeah.
right? And as actors, tell me your experience. And are you someone who's always like going back and checking the monitor, or do you seek validation from Neeraj sir? Are you like one of them?
He's actually
Veteran?
worked.
Yeah, this is my. I mean, I've worked before
Yes.
with Neeraj sir, and I find myself utterly fortunate and a lucky person to be able to work with him again, and in a show like this, with a cast like this, and with makers like that, with a writing like this. I think he's a genius. He knows very well how to make the actor bring the best that he possesses as an actor. The way he writes, as a filmmaker, it's generally a one-man army. You have to have your mind placed in so many things. There's so much happening, and you're the captain of so many things. And he's somebody who very effortlessly takes care of all the aspects and does a brilliant job with that. Like you're talking about Wednesday.
Yeah.
So many examples. There's special ops, there's special chabbis, there's so many. Baby.
Yes.
He's a fantastic creator. He's a great writer. He's a great human being, and I'm utterly grateful he showed his faith in me for the part that I played. I am not a Bengali in a show which is called Khakee, the Bengal Chapter. Showing that kind of faith in an actor who's not a Bengali
absolutely.
and putting that trust. I remember when that time dates we were figuring out, and he said that we need one more month because there would be dialect training and everything. So I told him that, yeah, sir, I'll do it. And he said, yeah, I know you'll do it. You're a hardworking boy. I'm not worried about that. So showing that kind of conviction and faith. So I'm blessed to be a part of Neeraj Pandey's production.
Amazing. For you?
I didn't get a chance to work with him really as a director. But of course, we sat and discussed and we did some readings together. But it was mostly Debatma, who's the director, and Tushar, who I interacted with. So no, I haven't had a chance to get directed by him, so I have nothing to say really. Yeah.
There's always a next time. So
Yes, should be.
Similarly, I've not been directed by him, but in my experience, this is my first project with Friday for the Storytellers. But in my experience, in the past 1.5 years, I guess, what I've really learned about Neeraj sir and Sheetal sir is that they are very involved in everything they do. Even if they're just producing it, or they're just show running it, or they've just written the script and they've moved on to their projects, but they are completely involved in everything that is being produced and made within the Friday world. And as there's a saying that says, God is in the details.
yes.
So Neeraj sir is in the details of Khakee, the Bengal chapter.
Absolutely.
So and that doesn't, there's nothing better that I can say.
Yeah. When you spoke about dialect coaching, did all of you go through it?
No,
Means
he
not
did.
you.
He did.
I did. I mean, my character is somebody who's a Bihari, who's been living in the streets of Bengal, who's brought up there. So there's a area which is the north side of Bengal where people like that, with that kind of accent, that kind of dialect, they live. So that was a little different from how the other...
Very different. Like, for example, I'm Bengali.
Yes.
And when I was reading the script, I could absolutely understand the Bangla that's written in it, but I just couldn't understand Ranjit's dialogues because I've never heard that dialect. I've never heard those words and the formation of those words, which is very prevalent in Kolkata, which I have no idea about. So kudos to him, man. Not just being a non-Bengali, but
Doing
even a
it
Bengali wouldn't figure out how to do
get
it right,
that
and he's
particular
really done it
accent.
right.
You know, I'm taking screenshots. I'll show you. I'm getting messages from Bengalis, and that's such a relief for me. Because I remember I was once, I'll not name it, but I was once watching a film where an actor was playing a Bhopali, and I'm from Bhopal, and he was using that accent, and that was kind of annoying me because it was so over exaggerated. It was annoying me, and I was thinking like that, if I'll mess around here, I might get hate.
And nowadays it's so easy for people to just hate, right?
And when I see all these Bengalis now texting me and saying that, how did you manage to pick up that kind of accent, which is limited to an area?
दूसरी वैलिडेशन जरूरत थी आपको
नहीं भाई मैं तब भी मान गया था
So ये इसी chemistry के लिए हम देख रहे हैं ये show. I just have one last question about the show itself. That now that the show is out, what is like the best response that you've got so far? Have you been going through the feedback that is being put on? And do you feel like, oh my God, what if we get negative feedback or we get trolled? Do you have the thing in you?
Negative feedback, yeah, it does. You know, you do.
Affect, yeah.
Like, of course, if there's a review, I want to read it. You know. So far, I think, I don't know, it's all been good, to be honest. It's been pretty good. I get told restrained, nuanced, powerful. These are the kind of words that have been used.
Absolutely.
I think that's
totally
what I've heard so far. Yeah.
What I really liked was, you know, when on the script level, when Ritwik and Sagar and I used to discuss our scenes and everything with other people. So the terminology that time was friendship.
Yes.
You guys are friends, you guys are very close friends and all. And eventually, now it has turned into brotherhood. So now they're saying the brotherhood between the two, the brothers, the two brothers. So that.
You know, I already, not a meme, but I saw some video of yours on the internet and someone's like, we want a chemistry like this with our brothers. I'm like, wow. So fast. It's not even 24 hours since it's released, but we already have a meme. But that brings me to my next segment, which is rapid fire. Yes, okay. It is Radio Nasha, which means it's all about 70s, 80s, 90s and till 2008. Okay. So we start off with your favorite, all-time favorite actor, male and female.
All right. Tough one.
Retro
oh my
only.
God. Okay, Khan Saab, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan.
He's retro.
Oh my God. No, 70s, 80s, 90s,
90s,
2000s.
yeah, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
She's like, he's retro.
I'm like, no.
And
He quickly specified which Khan.
God, there are so many.
Yeah.
He
Who do I
quickly
name?
specified which Khan.
He said Shah Rukh Khan.
I know. As he quickly did it, yeah.
It's rapid fire.
Oh, sorry.
Quick.
And Kajol, ma'am.
Kajol, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bachchan and Rekha.
Perfect.
Madhuri Dixit.
Madhuri. That's mine.
What do?
Yeah,
Sri Devi.
And the male actor?
Shah Rukh Khan is there, of course. Anil Kapoor.
नहीं तो नहीं बोल सकते फिर मैं बोलूँगा बच्चन साहब शाहरुख खान
कोई बात नहीं,
I've been a big fan of Anil
Anil
Kapoor.
Kapoor,
मैं बाल नहीं कटवाता था, मुझसे बोलते थे अनिल कपूर जैसे बाल कटवाते.
Okay, for each of your characters, if we had to cast someone from the retro years for Khakee, who would it be? For
Oh my God.
Ranjit, Sagar and Nibedeita.
I think
Smita
Ranjit,
Patil.
Yeah.
I think Ranjit and Sagar we've already mentioned in the show who should be the cast in the retro times. It's Bachchan Saab and Dharmendra.
Jai Veeru.
Okay, if you could be part of any retro film, which one would it be and why?
Parichay.
Why?
Because I'm a huge fan of that film. And I think it's a fantastic adaptation and I emotionally connect with that film. And I've always wanted to, fingers crossed, do a film exactly like that.
Like that,
Yeah, and
wow.
work with children.
Okay, wow. For you?
Umrao Jan, that Rekha ji did. I think that's
would be
like
fab,
the epitome of everything, woman and everything.
Grace.
Yes.
अग्निपथ दी अमिताभ बच्चन.
Oh, एक dialogue बोलना
हाँ, मैं वही बोलने वाली
पड़ेगा.
थी. Dialogue तो बोलना पड़ेगा.
वो जाएगी ना जान.
Okay, describe your life currently with a retro dialogue.
Oh my God, dialogue.
With the retro
किसको याद
dialogue?
होता है? No, that can't be a rapid fire.
Yeah, that's why.
What am I describing with the dialogue?
Your life.
Okay. जिंदगी लंबी नहीं बड़ी होनी चाहिए.
You know,
Bhowmik.
I just knew you were going to say this. I don't know why, but I was like, he's going to say this.
I'm a huge Anand fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll come back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Come on, Anand.
Something nice.
कुछ होता है आदिल तुम नहीं समझोगे.
Sorry.
Oh God, that's beautiful.
Have you got one?
You were helping me with one.
Retro dialogue.
Can you do you want to say विजय आज भी फेंके हुए पैसे नहीं उठाता?
Yeah.
No?
That's not my line, no?
Oh.
Or Pushpa, I hate tears.
तुम्हारा नाम
That
क्या है
suits you
बसंती?
more.
ये तो मुझे बोलना था.
Yeah, Pushpa, I hate tears, I think.
Pushpa, I hate it.
Oh.
If the three of you are stranded on a deserted island and you need 4 films for just entertainment,
Oh my
which one
God.
would it be?
4 films.
Yeah. It's like Star
Sholay.
Ke Char, okay?
मैंने प्यार किया. DDLJ
I love it.
and कयामत से कयामत.
Oh, I love this list.
Done. That's
4, yeah.
absolute romantic. Fool.
Parichay?
परिचय,
Okay.
शोले, रंग दे बसंती and ओम शांति ओम.
अरे वाह।
Oh.
मैं इन लोगों से बोल दूंगा कि जब तुम लोग की फिनिश हो जाए तो मुझे दे देना, मुझे फॉरवर्ड कर देना, मैं ये देख लूंगा।
Okay, now the segment that you've been waiting for. I'm going to give you Bollywood, badly explained Bollywood movies. You'll have to guess it. Whoever knows the answer, just say it out loud.
Say that again. What are we doing?
Badly explained Bollywood movies. You'll have to guess which movie
Okay,
it is. Okay.
okay.
And because it's crime, thriller, and all of that we're talking about, I'm going to stick to that space only. Okay. Starting off with the first one. A retired police commissioner recounts the most memorable case of his career, wherein he was informed about a bomb scare in Mumbai by an ordinary commoner.
Wednesday.
Ritwik, hi.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
But I think we'll give both of them the point, yeah? Okay, next one. Yeah, so there's this guy who goes out and seeks revenge because a bank fired him, okay? So he makes this...
Ankhe.
Yes, it is Ankhe.
That was
See, you
quick.
didn't let me complete it.
That was
But
quick.
okay, that's 1 all, okay? Next one. A guy is obsessed with a girl, so much so that he starts stalking her.
Dar. Shah Rukh fan.
Come on.
मेरे दिमाग में कबीर सिंह चल रही थी।
Retro. This is retro only,
Yeah.
guys. Retro only. Okay, next one. Yeah. Okay, a cold-blooded killer charms a businessman's eldest daughter.
बाजीगर।
Hey. अब
2-2-1.
सैलाब आएगा मदन चोपड़ा.
Okay, a guy is arrested because he murdered his stepfather, but he's determined to prove his innocence.
Yeah, I know this film. Say that again.
So a guy murdered his stepfather.
Gupt.
Yes. Oh my God, this is tough. It's too
Wow.
awesome.
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is okay. We'll do like a tiebreaker. Okay. Okay. Two stepbrothers own a huge farm and a horse racing business. Okay. When they learn that they have a common love interest, one of them tries to kill the other and inherit the insurance money.
Damn.
ये तो मैंने नहीं
Horse
देखी।
racing business.
There's Saif in this, right?
Yes.
I know the
Dilli
film. Nahi.
It's in 2000s.
या
Race.
उसका रेस।
That was race,
मैं
yeah.
बोलने वाला था उसका टू भी आया है।
Okay, half marks to me.
Okay, half mark. So what we'll do now is we'll skip this genre and we'll go into the generic ones. Okay. Very, very easy ones. 3 roommates go on a weird adventure when they
दिल
receive.
चाहता है.
Let me
मैंने
finish.
पहले बोला।
नहीं,
Go,
answer
go,
गलत.
go, go,
अच्छा
go.
गलत
बोलिए,
है.
go, no.
Goga one is not retro, na?
अच्छा retro पे है.
हाँ.
Okay.
3 roommates go on a weird adventure when they receive a call that is not meant for them.
हेरा फेरी.
Yes. As of now, he's winning, so I have one last
no.
question. Okay. This is
Let's
like
go.
3 points. Let's see who
Okay.
gets this.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
3-pointer. Basketball.
Okay, so the next one is very easy. A woman dies and burdens her preteen daughter by instructing her to reunite her father with his former lover.
ये
कुछ
Shah
कुछ
Rukh
होता
है.
है.
कुछ
So he's the winner.
All I say is Shah Rukh.
I said कुछ कुछ होता
No,
है।
he's the winner.
Yeah.
अरे
But this
इसके
is
3
3
points है
points,
ना।
na?
3 points.
अच्छा, okay, this was the one.
So collectively decide कर लो कौन है.
मैं हुआ
I
ना
think we
कुछ
should
कुछ
just
होता
give
है
it to
तो
the
आदिल
winner.
Okay,
होता है।
fine.
She's like, I'm ready to be the winner.
Where is the
I'll send the
hamper?
hamper to you. Radio Nasha will send the hamper to you.
ये कैमरा पे है ना?
Yes.
Fantastic.
But guys, thank you so much for such a fun conversation. I'm going to go home right now and just watch the entire thing in one go. Yes. And I'll DM you personally so that you know what I think
Please,
about it.
Thank
yes,
you so much.
yes,
Thank you.
would love
To
to.
our audience, if you could tell one reason each as to why they should watch Khakee, the Bengal chapter, what would it be?
Watch खाकी बंगाल चैप्टर और देखिए एक और रंग बंगाल का।
Arey.
अरे वाह. It is the political thriller that you've been waiting for, and it is trending a #1. So.
सुनने में आ रहा है कि सिनेमा घरों में आजकल सिर्फ मसालेदार, एक्शन पैक्ड और बहुत ही एंटरटेनिंग चीज़ें चल रही है, बट आजकल सिनेमा घरों में ऐसा कुछ नहीं चल रहा, तो नेटफ्लिक्स पे आइए और देखिए सबसे मसालेदार, सबसे एंटरटेनिंग, सबसे एक्शन पैक्ड शो खाकी द बंगाल चैप्टर.
Amazing. Thank you, guys.
Radio Nasha.